Good morning, folks. Quick market update. Just woken up. It's a little bit late. It's after 8 o'clock, but I stay up quite late in the night. I have funny working hours. I've got the charts behind me over here. And let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at natural gas. I'm going to have a look at gold and some of the currencies. So let's go and have a look at the charts. I'm just going to use this camera to show you. So let's go straight across. All right, so here we've got natural gas, and this is what happened. So we formed a little bit of a bottom over here. Against that trend line, and that was the line that I was looking at going back all the way down there. We'll have a look at the day chart shortly, but look at those candles. We've got those two full stop candles right there, and then a bullish candle, that hesitation candle in the middle. Remember I said that was going to be a tricky one because it was kind of looking like a spike high, but if you look at it, actually it turned out to be a sort of a one up, one down within a 4-hour candle, which is actually almost an inverse hammer candle pattern. There's a sort of hammer. There's the high, bit of a wick, but no problem. Then the next candle, I think that was after the storage report came out, nice and bullish. And we broke up and held above the 20-period moving average, and we've held above there since then. So that looks pretty good. If we have a look at that on the day chart, you can see there's that trend line that we wanted to hold above, and we held above there beautifully. That line was that line that we needed to hold against, and we did. Forming this sort of piercing pattern, it's got a body that's more than halfway up the previous bearish candle, so that's pretty good. And we also broke above the 20-day moving average on the NYMEX Henry Hub price. That's where we are today. We want to get above that trend line and break through there and hold above there and above, actually that's the 50. We want to get above the 20-period moving average and move through there and hold above there. So we'll see if we can do that today. And then WTI, well, we had a bit of a rally on WTI, and that's also a piercing pattern. You can see a lower low, and the body of yesterday's candle closed more than halfway up the previous day. So that's a piercing pattern. I think we could still get to the top of that red arrow and then move down into that sort of level below us at around about 76.50 or 74, somewhere in that region where we'd be looking to buy WTI. I've got a small long position on this at the moment, but not nearly as big as I'd like to get. And I think we could see oil going up to $100. Then I've got uranium, and you can see we're still holding beautifully above that level. Sorry about the scraping noise. That's the wheels of my chair. We had a beautiful wick low the day before, and yesterday just holding within that inside candle, which probably in this case is a continuation candle. We've got a nice position long on uranium. Gold, there's nothing much to say there. We're just holding above support, nothing to add to yesterday's video. Then I've got the stock markets here. I've got the NASDAQ and S&P, AMD, Nvidia, Apple, and Microsoft. The interesting thing yesterday, and I don't know how this is going to be looking today, was that Apple, after earnings, which were slightly better or on par with expected, really, revenue was just about what was expected. Apple actually dropped down to about 186 or maybe even 185 after hours. I don't know what that looks like right now because my broker's not running at the moment, but Apple dropped off significantly. But looking at the S&P over here and NASDAQ over here, looks like those have bounced up a bit again today. So I'm guessing that Apple actually recovered somewhat overnight. Yesterday, we just saw a bit of a move down on Nvidia, but on the S&P and NASDAQ, we just sort of had very small candles. If anything, potentially a little reversal candle. So we might see those indices bounce up a little bit today. It is Friday though, so it could be free fall Friday, who knows? And then looking at the yen pairs, well, we're still short across the board here, and dollar yen still looking okay. Euro yen just moving down, a little bit of a spike. This is a 4-hour chart, so a little bit of a spike several candles ago. Pound yen just moving down, CAD yen the same thing, Swiss yen the same thing, and Aussie yen the same thing. So we're still short on all these, looking for several hundred pips lower to as a target. And then looking at the majors, well, we're long on the euro and the pound. Euro just trying to find support where it is at the moment, but at key resistance right now at the top of that blue area, the beginning of the pink area. I'm not sure if we'll be able to push up through there today. Depends on, really, I suppose, a lot on the jobs report. Same thing with the pound. We're long on the pound. That's looking pretty constructive, actually, with a big spike low and then a big bullish candle and several consolidation candles thereafter. So we're long on the major currencies against the dollar now. We're short on the yen pairs. In other words, the euro and the pound and others, we're short on those against the yen, but long on them against the dollar. On stocks and stock indices, we're short across the board on all of these, except I don't have a position on AMD or Microsoft anymore, but we've got Nvidia and we've got Apple shorts and we've got S&P and we've got NASDAQ shorts. We've got gold longs hoping to complete and form that inverse head and shoulders over there. Uranium just looking good, holding against support. Certainly not moving down. And then natural gas, as we saw earlier, looking pretty darn good. And I'm happy with the way that's being being played out today. So perhaps with a bit of luck, we can get a move up to 270, 275, 280, maybe even $3. I don't think that's going to happen today, but you never know. And on the day chart, that's looking pretty good as well. The only other thing that I've omitted to cover here is the rand against the pound and against the dollar. This is the rand dollar. We're looking to buy here at around about 18.20 if we can get a pullback actually to that blue line, which is about 18.30 on the dollar South African rand, and on the pound South African rand, looking for a pullback down to this red line, or perhaps these two moving averages here, which is around 23.28, 23.30, maybe 23.40, somewhere in that region there. I'll be looking to buy the pound against the South African rand, and somewhere around about here, we're looking to buy the dollar against the South African rand, looking for a move up to these highs again on both of these. If you've enjoyed this content, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.